Hello, and thanks for joining us on the AddEvent YouTube channel. Just quickly wanted to walk everybody through how you can essentially pass RSVP fields into your HubSpot account to update contact records. This is super helpful if you are collecting information from your customers, of course. You want to make sure your CRM is up to date at all times. So essentially, I've created an example RSVP event. What I've done here, if I go into the backside of things, is I can basically scroll down and see my custom RSVP forms. And I created this onboarding RSVP question form, and I have associated it with my event. So now basically, if I click respond and I fill out the form, that will trigger a series of things happening in Zapier. So let's jump over to Zapier real quick. Right here, we can see my workflow. So essentially the first step is going to be to trigger. That means what is going to trigger this workflow. So in this case, whenever somebody new RSVPs to our event and AddEvent, that's what's triggering this workflow. So if I click into here, first things first, I can see it's connected to my AddEvent account. If it's not already set up in your Zapier instance, go ahead and follow the steps. It's basically going to ask you for the API key. If you're looking for that, you can go under account, and your API key and token are going to be right here. Cool. And then once you've selected the right account, that's the step, then you'll set up your trigger. So for me, our account, since it's our AddEvent internal demo account, it has a lot going on. Basically for that, it was a bit tricky for me to find the event that I was looking for because the event name is, example event. So for me instead, I am going to grab that event. And what I'm going to grab is the event ID, specifically the one that starts with EVT. So if you find you're searching for your event name, it's not populating for whatever reason, don't panic. You can still filter by the specific event. So again, if you're looking for the RSVP event, there's like in our account, just a lot going on. We have, thousands of events. So just go to the custom one and then hit enter or paste that in, and then go ahead and leave it as such. So just so you know, that's how that works. That is the first step, which is the trigger. The next thing you're going to want to do is find your contact in HubSpot. So this is going to be if somebody is already a contact in HubSpot. If you're just creating contacts for the first time, then you can actually skip the step and use the create contact in HubSpot trigger instead. So just depending on your use case, in this example, I just wanted to show people how to use the find as well. Here you are going to connect your HubSpot account, of course, and then the event that we're using, again, this is like the action, is find contact. And then right here, if I click into the action step, it's going to basically ask me what the property name is that I'm mapping on. So for it to match to the customer in HubSpot, I'm looking for the contact information group, and then the field is email. So that's what this is basically doing right here. If you were to open it up, there are a ton, really any field that you can have in HubSpot, you can pull through and match on. So that's what that is. Next thing you're going to do is scroll down. If you basically want this to be creating a new contact, if that initial contact doesn't yet exist. So if you were wanting to do an update or create, then you could go ahead and add the information that you would need here. For us in our workflow, we already have these customers in here if they are at this event. And then the next thing is basically this is saying, should this step be considered a success when nothing's found? So if it can't find the contact in HubSpot, do you want them to continue? So if you don't, then, no, not a success. If yes, then yes. And then lastly, update contact in HubSpot. Jumping into the action step here. Again, basically to update your contact in HubSpot, you're required to have the object ID, the HubSpot contact ID. So that's, for me, why we had to do the find contact step first. Basically what that means is, like, if you, for whatever reason, have the contact ID in whatever source trigger you're pulling from, then you don't need to do the lookup. You can just reference it. But for us, again, needed to find it first. And then from there, you can just go ahead and update whatever fields you'd like. So for me, I'm updating, I think it was first name, I'm updating, job title, etc. And then continue and publish, and you will be all set, and you will have a beautiful, automated workflow through Zapier. So hope that was helpful, and have a good one. Thanks, guys.